Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Doing okay?
What about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Glad you were able to make it back this week,
Mhm.
same time as last week. How's your past week been going?
It was okay. I feel like it kind of went by quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of things last week, and
Mhm.
I just feel like it was kind of a stressful week to think about all of
Sure.
it. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh, definitely. You came in and we talked about a lot of the problems that were kind of coming up, and so it's a lot to reflect on. Like, I have to do this and this and this, so I can see where it would be a stressful time for you. How's your housing situation? Has there been any changes?
Well, I have the form that you sent with
Okay.
me. I was trying to fill it out a few times this week, and I would get a few things done, and then I felt like I kept running into things, and I didn't really know how to answer them.
Right.
I haven't really filled out a lot of forms
Mhm.
or paperwork on my own. I mean, really, my husband used to do all that for me, and like, I don't really know how much money he made. I didn't have
Right.
anything, so like the salary stuff is confusing for me on how I'm supposed to answer it, and
That's
I just
true.
feel like I got a little overwhelmed a few times, and then I kind of gave up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you didn't have to do much of that paperwork when you were in that relationship, and it would be natural to not feel necessarily confident in getting this big packet of paperwork and filling it out, especially when there isn't an income, and you know that a landlord would probably be looking at that
Yeah, and
income.
I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up, and then
Mhm.
I won't qualify because I
Yeah.
filled something out wrong, and then
Sure.
like this is like my one chance
Mhm.
to find a place to live, and
Right.
so I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot of pressure on it, and I kept
Yeah.
second guessing myself, and
Mhm.
I just wasn't sure I was doing it
Yeah.
right.
Well, that's all right that you didn't meet that goal. I'm glad that you worked on it a little bit. It sounds like it's still on your radar. It sounds like something you may want to continue to pursue.
I definitely need to.
Yeah.
But I may need some help. I don't know
Right.
who to go to with that, but I don't know. I'm just not very confident in my own like ability to do it and
Yeah.
to do it correctly.
Yeah. Well, we can definitely talk about ways to get the application done. We can work on it together. It may be easier, though. We do have a housing specialist, and that's their job is to work on that application. So if you want to, if you're interested in meeting just to do that application, fill out that application with that housing specialist, we could try to work on that plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would bring it here and
Yeah, you could bring it here, or where are you staying right now?
still with my sister.
Okay, so you're still with your
Yeah.
sister.
But her baby's due in about a month and a half, so
Yeah.
I really don't have a lot of time before the room I'm staying in with my boys is going to be needed for, we're staying in the nursery right now, and I just feel like time's moving fast, and
Yeah.
before I know it, I need to be out of there.
Sure. Yeah, it sounds like you're very motivated to get out there, and you know that time is running out, and you're exploring your resources, which is great. So that's good. Well, if it's up to you. You could come and meet with the housing specialist here, or they could meet you at your sister's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have a preference at all?
whatever would be best. I mean,
Sure.
I do have my car, and so that's
Okay.
really the only thing I can.
Yeah.
I have transportation, so
Mhm.
I can come here if that would be easier, and it may be less stressful on my sister than having a stranger show up at the house and
Right.
all of that. It may be
That's
easier
true.
for me to do it away from her, and also, I don't know. She's very supportive, but I feel like she also doesn't understand all of this, and I didn't feel like I could ask her for help with my forms, so I feel like I'd rather her not be there when I was filling them out.
Yeah. How's your relationship been with your sister? It sounds like you didn't seem too comfortable in asking her to help you out. How's everything else
Well, she's supportive in general, and she's so good with my sons, and
going?
I know that they're having fun with her, but I just feel like her life is just in a different place than mine because she's got a husband with like a really good job, and she's happy, and she's about to have her first baby, and
Right.
I feel like her life is just in a really good spot, and I don't think she'd ever say it to me, but I feel like there's a little bit of like judgment that
Okay.
I don't know if that's really there, if I'm
Sure.
just
Yeah.
feeling like it is, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can't talk to her about the little details of everything. I mean, she knows what's going on, or I wouldn't be staying there, but I just feel like she doesn't want to hear about it all the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. When I was filling out the form, I didn't know that she'd want me to like complain about how I didn't even know what my husband's salary was and all this stuff. I thought she maybe, I just didn't feel like I could talk to her about it.
Yeah. So she's supportive for you, but you weren't too ready or interested in letting her in that deep into where we're doing paperwork for a rental assistance application, because you feel like she has things in order, and we're still working on getting things settled for you. So yeah, that makes sense why you would feel a little uncomfortable with that. But we do have people on staff that are there, so would you be comfortable in meeting with them?
Yeah, could you set up or help me find somebody to meet with?
Yeah, so we had a goal last week to kind of fill out that application. So what we can do is just keep working under the goal of obtaining that housing, so getting you housing. And one of the steps is going to be that application. So we'll just add a new step to where, how often would you like to meet with them? Because they can also help you look for housing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know I need to meet with them the first time just to help fill out the application, but if there are other ways they can help down the line, I definitely consider meeting with the person again. I guess I just don't really understand the full process, so I mean, I'm open to meeting with them.
Okay, that's good to hear. It does sound like there's, the paperwork's a lot. I mean, it's a big packet, so I understand where you would be like, I don't really want to do this on my own. And so, yeah, we'll get it set up. Maybe if we meet once, if you meet with the housing specialist maybe once before next week, how does that sound?
That sounds good.
Which days work best for you?
Well, I could probably do any morning. I mean, I have to, after I drop my kids off at school and before I pick them up, sometime in between, I can make that work. So I don't know, whenever they have an open appointment in that range during like school hours.
Sure. Well, we'll make a note and make sure we get that on the calendar before you go today.
Okay.
You mentioned your kiddos, taking them to school. How are they doing right now?
They're doing fine. I think they kind of still feel like it's just a long sleepover at their aunt's house. You know, she kind of spoils them, makes popcorn and treats and stuff because she doesn't get to spend as much time with them usually. And I don't think they really understand the bigger picture, you know, and I don't want them to.
Right.
But I feel like I've just been really stressed, and I want them to be having fun, but I don't think they really understand.
Yeah.
And they have been asking some questions about their dad, but I've kind of been just dodging them. I don't know exactly how to address that yet. I mean, they haven't seen him now for a couple weeks.
Right, that's true. Yeah, it sounds like you don't want them to know every detail, but they are starting to wonder why they haven't seen their dad.
I kind of like to be in a better place before, like, they have to see him again. I don't know. I feel like I'd be a little embarrassed if he knew that I was struggling, you know, to find a place to live and all of that.
Yeah, because you made that decision to leave. Maybe you feel like, you need to be settled before you can talk to him again. Hopefully we can work together to make that happen. So you do feel confident when you do talk to him again? Have you talked to him at all since you left?
I haven't. He calls like once a week, and I haven't answered.
Okay.
And I know if I keep ignoring, it'll probably get worse. But I think he probably thinks this is just like a short-term thing, and like maybe it's just like a fight, and then I don't know if he knows all the things I'm trying to do. But I feel like if I actually do some of them, if I actually get a place to live, then it would maybe send the message like that I was serious.
Yeah, that makes sense. Going to your own place and showing him, I'm making it on my own, and this is not short term. It sounds like that's what your goal is right now. So, yeah, I think that you're doing a great job reaching out to resources in the area, and it sounds like you are there for your kiddos right now. When they have questions, it's hard to answer, but you're still consistently there for them, and that's a good sense of routine when it doesn't seem like there's routine right now. So great job on that. I'm hoping to set up a time with the housing specialist. So what we will do is just put you down on the schedule, and you'll meet one time before you come back to see me.
Okay.
And hopefully in that one time you'll be able to complete that application, and we can review it and start looking for housing options.
Okay.
How are you feeling about going into the next week with that goal?
I mean, I'm nervous, but I feel better knowing that somebody who knows what they're doing will be helping me.
Yeah.
That way I can't mess it up too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that sounds good. If you have any questions, please call, but we'll have you meet with them, and then we'll see you again next week.
Okay,
Thanks for
thank you.
coming in.